Hey guys, welcome. I know I am a little late, but I was having trouble setting up this camera that I have because the others are not very clear. So I kind of wanted to set it up and like get some good light or whatever going so that you guys can see me a little better because all the other ones I was using, they were like extremely foggy and weird looking. I don't know. But anyway, so come on in, guys. Welcome, everyone. So tonight I'm going to be talking about notarizing absentee ballots, which you may be asked to do in the upcoming weeks leading up to the election. You may be asked to notarize the absentee ballot, which is pretty normal. As a notary, you are a public officer, so therefore you will be asked to do public duty. So that is something I want to go over. Let me just post to my Facebook people, let them know that I'm live. I know I'm a few minutes behind, but as I mentioned, I just wanted to get things straight so that you guys can see me and so I can see my chat box because it's very important that I see my chat box. All right. So anyway, so as I mentioned, you may be asked to notarize absentee ballots. You are probably thinking like, what does the election and all this stuff have to do with me as a notary? A notary, basically, you're a public officer, and if there's any witnessing or anything like that that needs to be done, you may be asked to do that as a notary public. So there are some states that do require for the absentee ballot to either be witnessed or for it to be notarized. And in those cases, you may be called upon as a notary to notarize the absentee ballot. So the other thing about this is because it's considered a part of your, like duties as a public officer. It's not recommended that you charge for this service. A matter of fact, in most states, it says do not charge for these services. But I'm going to talk to you guys about that. And other things, like for example, if you're going to do the service for free, if the customer is saying, come out, I want you to come out to my location to notarize my absentee ballot, you don't have to charge for the actual act of for actually whatever it is that you're doing as a notary at that particular time. But you can definitely charge for travel, going out to the individual and things like that. So I'm going to go over that with you guys. Like I said, I'm just putting everyone else up to speed to let them know I'm now live because I know I'm a few minutes behind, but we'll get through tonight and talk about anything else that you guys want to know. Feel free to ask. Drop it down in the chat box. I hope you guys can hear me just fine. Um, if you are new to the channel, welcome to the family. I love the fact that this family is growing and is growing very fast. That basically is telling me something that I need to interact with you guys a lot more. Hey, Sharnice, thank you so much. You always have my back. Thank you, like my moderator. So yes, I like the fact that the community is growing. It shows me that I'm actually doing the right thing. I am trying my best to make sure that you guys are up to speed on everything notary. Try to give you as much as I can, in as little time as possible because a lot of times that I'm on live, I'm not on for very, very long, but I do. Well, no, the last time I was online. But anyways, well, I can't give you everything is what I'm saying in one live session. So whatever it is that I can do while I'm on live, I would love to do it. So for if you have questions, regardless of what the topic is, if I'm live and you have questions, go ahead and ask. Whatever the questions are, I will definitely give you an answer. If it's not something that I can answer right away, I will definitely tell you where to go. So let me continue to uh, go ahead and post and let everyone know that I'm on live. All right. So, just a couple things I wanted to talk to you guys about. A lot of people have been asking, a lot of customers have been asking both me and my partner about apostille services. Like, do you do apostille services? Whatever. The client's been asking. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I don't know too much about it. So, took it up on myself to actually learn as much as I can about apostille service. So I will be talking about that in an upcoming video. And I will give you guys some information, tell you about what's coming up and some of the things that you can do if you want to offer these services yourself. So yes, apostille services, that's coming up. A lot of people are new on the channel and they're asking different questions about different things. If you drop questions in the comment box, I will answer those questions. I do want to tell you guys that this is basically with this voter registration that you can, the absentee ballot that you can notarize, you can actually take advantage of this to help build your notary business. If you're in one of those states that requires the absentee ballot to be witnessed or notarized, you can offer that service for free and then basically, position yourself to where if they do need notary services in the future, they can come to you. Now, it is a handful of states that requires, not even a handful, it's just a few, to be honest. I know Alabama and a few others. That requires the absentee ballot to be notarized. So it's not that many, but if you are in one of those states, it's a good way to actually build your brand and build your business. As I mentioned before, money is not always, building your business is not always about how much you're going to get from what you're doing at that particular time. It's also going to be about you becoming a part of the community so that whenever the need arises for a notary, people will turn to you and basically you will be that go-to person that they know, okay, I can call this company and they will come out, or I can call this person and they will come out. All right. So the good thing about absentee ballots and notarizing them is most of them do come, like, for example, I think in Alabama, I have my little cheat sheet over here. Alabama, they come with 3 envelopes. So basically, you're not looking at their ballot at all. You're not going to be looking at who they elected or who they chose for president. You're basically going to be notarizing the envelope that contains the ballot. So for example, in Alabama, the ballot comes with, absentee ballot comes with 3 envelopes. One is going to be where they check off, they fill in all the information. They put it in the first envelope, they seal that envelope, and then they put it in the second envelope. And then normally the second envelope is what you would notarize. It has the jurat or, oath or affirmation or even acknowledgement. It will have that on the outside of the second envelope. Now, this is specifically for Alabama, but on that envelope, you can actually, fill that information in and sign and stamp, right? So that is really super duper easy. You don't have to worry about it. Now, some other states may not have a place for you to place your notary stamp, and some states actually give you the permission to apply your notary stamp and to put the date of the acknowledgement or affirmation or jurat on the actual envelope without having the whole entire notary wording. So if you're in a state, and I'm going to call out those states in just a minute, the ones that normally have some type of notary witnessing or notarizations involved with absentee ballots, but I figure since it's that time of the year, it's election season, a lot of people are, doing different things. Now, do not confuse vote by mail with absentee ballots. Absentee ballot is basically someone who they cannot actually go in and vote. It's different. It's kind of, I'll tell you what, because this stuff is really, really like technical and somewhat legal, I'm not going to say too much, but I will put the information down below so that you guys will know the difference between the absentee ballot and the mail-in ballot. The mail-in ballot is basically you saying, hey, I want to vote by mail. Just to be clear, guys, I am in no way, shape, or form promoting, what do you call it, sponsoring, or whatever it is. When it comes to politics, I'm basically a neutral individual. I don't feed into too much of anything. I tell people all the time on my Facebook, I'm a right or wrong person. I don't go for either left or right, as they're saying nowadays, if that's a better term. So I'm in no way, shape, or form discussing anything to do with election as far as what you want to do, how you want to do it, whatever you want to do, that is your choice. You've earned the right to choose who you want to choose based on what you believe. So please do not feel that this is a political live or political anything. This is basically just me as a professional, as a notary. with experience, sharing my own experience with you and letting you know the different things that you may come across as a notary so that you can prepare yourself and your business for it. You may not know as a new notary that you may be called upon to notarize absentee ballot in your state. You may not know that as a new notary that you cannot charge for that service. You may not know what to do if they bring you an envelope and say, hey, my person, I just chose my president and I want you to put this in an envelope and send it off. You just basically need to know so that if you are faced with this situation, you know what to do. Notary publics, we are public officers. So in a sense, we have a civic duty to do certain things. Not every aspect of our job is going to involve us getting paid. So there's some things we're going to have to do that is basically just public service. It's just our part, of giving back to the community as a public officer, as a notary public. So that is why I'm here. I'm here to help you, to guide you through the different things that you might face and to tell you based on my own experience, what I would recommend, but not, or what I would do. But ultimately, anything that I discuss with you is up to you to choose whether or not you want to do it. Now, as you guys know, I'm in the state of Florida. Florida laws are different. Florida does not have a requirement for absentee ballots to be notarized or to be witnessed by a notary. Some of the states that do, matter of fact, the states that do, I can tell you all of them. I wrote them down. Alaska, Alabama, Maine, Mississippi, Missouri, Oklahoma, and South Dakota. Now, I know I have notaries that are on here, especially in Oklahoma. So if you're in any of these states, and I'll go over the states again and I'll put them down below. If you're in any of these states, you may be called upon as a notary to witness a absentee ballot or to notarize the absentee ballot itself. So just be aware of that. That is something that you may be called upon. A lot of people do not know that there's so many different things that a notary public can do. South Carolina and Florida notaries, and also I think in is it Maine? I don't remember the third state, but we can marry couples. Like we can literally marry couples. We do that. That is one of the duties of a notary public. Like that, you may be called upon. Someone might ask you for that service as well. So there's a lot of different things you can do as a notary. A lot of people are not aware. Again, guys, welcome if you're coming in. If you're new, you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notification alerts so when I'm live, you can come in and chat and ask questions. Another thing that a lot of people are not aware of is that a lot of people trust notaries to do a lot more because notaries we take an oath of office. I don't know if you remember when you filled out your notary application. If you are a notary, there is a section on your application. Well, I know at least for Florida and a couple of other states, you fill out an oath of office and you basically take an oath. You're basically saying that you're going to do just like the police do the whole serve and protect thing. The federal government does that, protecting the Constitution. You also as a notary take an oath of office. So you do have a civic duty to do certain things. So don't feel that being a notary is just about your business and just business and making money. So if you're called upon to do something and you're not getting paid for it, you're not going to do it. Be very proud and understand that you have a standing, you have a status, you have a what would I call it now? What's the word I would say? You're basically a trusted individual. They give you a level of trust. Just remember, notaries when they originally came about with notaries were to deter fraud. So the whole idea of having a notary witness something is to deter fraud, because the notary is given a certain level of trust. So, for example, if someone comes to you to notarize a document, you, the notary, you're going to verify that the ID that they're presenting to you is correct and it's not fake or fraud. You're also verifying that the person that they're saying that they are, that's who they really are. So you're a trusted individual and you're a public officer, whether you see it that way or not. And you have to carry yourself in such. You have to take pride in that and understand that, hey, I'm a notary. Notaries may called upon to do a lot of different things, so it's just a part of our duties. But again, so some states with the absentee ballots, like I said, they have envelopes that have wording on it that you don't actually have to do anything. You basically just verify the person's ID, and then you go ahead, write the information. Now, let me give you guys one quick tip. If you ever come across anything as a notary that is a oath, affirmation, we normally call them jurats, you must follow what it says. You don't just look at the person's ID and have them sign and then you sign. You must actually have them take an oath or affirmation, or to perform it. You must have them do that. You don't just say, hey, this is your ID. Okay, great. It's valid. Okay, all right. I'm gonna stamp here. That'll be $20. It'll be $10. No, you must actually let them do it. So if you are notarizing an absentee ballot and there is a oath or affirmation on the outside or on anything, first of all, again, I'll post the information for the absentee ballot so you know what applies and what you may come across in your state. But if there is a oath or affirmation, the person must take an oath or affirmation. Don't just sign it and send it off. Okay? I don't want to go too much into that because then it veers off into legal aspects. And as you know, if you're a notary, you're not allowed to give legal advice or accept fees to give legal advice. So I don't want to get technical or get legal with certain things, right? So anyways, when it comes to, sorry, I'm taking that out because it's going to fall out anyways. So when it comes to oath and affirmation, be very careful about that, especially in situations where it is something involving the government. If it's an apostille, if it's, another oath of office, because you do know as a notary, if someone else wants to become a notary, they will come to you to get their notary application notarized. So if it does have an oath of office, you must go in and actually do what it says on there. If it says, hey, this person swear or affirm that the information provided on this application is true and correct to the best of their knowledge, you say it to them and have them repeat it back to you, yes or no. Well, not repeat it, but have them reply, tell you yes or no. Yes, I agree. No, I don't, whatever the case may be. If you have an affidavit and the person is filling information, I'm giving away all kinds of notary gems tonight. By the way, guys, again, welcome. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification alerts. And I have some information I'm sharing with you guys about absentee ballots. And I'm going to put some links in the description box once I'm done. Be sure to tune in. If you have any questions at all, even if it's not relating to absentee ballots, please go ahead and ask in the chat box. I'll be more than happy to go ahead and answer that for you. So anyways, guys, as you guys know, as I mentioned, go ahead and ask these clients, ask them to, recite whatever it says. If it says, hold on, let me try to pop this back in because then that phone's going to ring and I don't want to. So anyways, if it's something that they have to recite an oath or affirmation, if it's an affidavit, for example, the affidavit will say something like this. It'll say like, gosh, no, I can't put it because you guys are going to see it's going to look backwards on the screen, so I won't even write it down. But a sample of a notary affidavit will start off by saying, on this day, I, blank, whatever the person's name is, says, or, says the following or something like that, and then it will have some information that follows by it. So for example, if it's pre-printed, they will just acknowledge or check off whatever it is that they're saying that the affidavit is. Normally, if you have an affidavit, it's going to be a jurat, which means they have to swear or affirm to something, right? So, for example, I've had people who've gotten paperwork from insurance companies and they had an accident, and the insurance company sends them an affidavit, somewhat like an accident report, that they have to basically say what happened. Hey, I was here, I got hit by this person, I made a right or made a left, whatever they write on the affidavit, okay? So I've had those situations where they brought that information to me to notarize it. You have to be careful with that, because if it's something that the person is like swearing or affirm, like it'll start off by saying something like, oh, such and such appear and says, and then it will have wording, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, it will have your oath of your jurat for you to do your oath or affirmation, right? So you want to make sure you communicate that to that person. Don't just, a lot of notaries, I even see this when I went to the bank. I hate to call them out. I don't like to call my fellow notaries out because, for example, people who work in the bank, they're not really dealing with a lot of notary transactions. They're limited to the type of documents they can notarize. They are also limited in their education, which means they only take the state course or whatever, and they get their stamp. And when they get things, they just fill them out and stamp them, and that's it. And I understand. However, me being a notary for quite some time and understanding the consequences of not doing some things and some legal implications and some legal things that can happen if it doesn't go right, I'm always like cautious, and I will call another notary out and say, hey, you just signed my jurat like that? Like, you're not going to ask me if it's true and correct or anything? Like, what? You're not going to make me say the oath of office? I'm just saying, So I will call other people out and, other notaries out and say, why don't you do the oath of affirmation? Like, that's what it says. When I'm marrying couples, when I'm performing, well, I won't say performing, but in Florida we call it solemnizing the rights to marry, which is basically you officiating a marriage. When I'm doing that, they have to say the vows. They have to answer. If I say, do you take him to be your spouse, blah, 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 and I use my little spiel that I have, they have to say I do. They're not going to just appear in front of me and say, yeah, we want to get married. And then I just, okay, let me see your ID. Okay, all right, sign, stamp, all right, you're married. No, absolutely not. You're going to do the whole thing. Like, literally, my ceremonies are fast, by the way, 5 to 10 minutes max. Okay. But what I'm saying is, as a notary, you have to take your job seriously, because if a couple just appears in front of you and all you do is look at their ID, sign the paper, and stamp it, they really didn't really get married. You just notarized the paper. That's it. For Florida, you're required to actually have them recite the vows. The vows is what is what actually officiates the whole thing. You can't just have someone, you know, hey, is it Belizean, Benita? Hello. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. You guys, welcome, welcome. So again, like, you can't just have two people show up and just look at IDs and say, oh, you're married now. No, not good. You must have them recite their vows. If you don't know what the vows are like, but I tell people this all the time. We have it on our training and mentoring platform on sbntgroup.com. But if you don't know what to say you're a notary and you're in a state like South Carolina or Florida and you can do marriages and you don't know what to say to them, the Florida Notary handbook or notary governor's notary reference manual does have a sample marriage ceremony, and all you have to do is just say that. It's that simple. South Carolina, if you don't know, you can just go online, Google marriage vows or sample wedding vows or sample efficient, vows or whatnot, and just come up with the words. You might even find that I did look at the manual for South Carolina, but I didn't really look to see if they have. I think they do have sample marriage on there. Yes, I think they do. I feel confident quoting that. I think they do. So you shouldn't just have them show up and, just ID sign and that's it, collect your cash and that's it. The cash is always the best part of any transaction. Trust me. It doesn't matter what transaction it is. When you get paid, that is your moment of, wow, I just did something. But that's not all it's about. You have to think about, what if you were going to get married? Would the minister just be standing there just like, all right, y'all are here. I see you. All right. Okay, that's it. You guys are married. That's not it. You have to do the vows. You have to do the vows and, do the whole spiel to make sure that you are actually following the notary laws and the notary rules, and be very careful. I am in Florida. I have notaries that I mentor all over the country: Tennessee, Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. What's that other one? Virginia. Connecticut, I have somebody in Colorado. All these states, they have different notary rules and notary laws. You can't take what is done in Florida and apply it in Georgia. It doesn't quite work. Also, you have to take a look at notary wording when you're doing things. You might notice that in Florida, we have a lot. Florida have a lot. Like, in Florida, you have to say on any notary transaction, really, it must identify whether or not you met the person face to face, or if you did it online. That is because we're remote notaries. I'm a remote notary. So you have to say whether or not this transaction was done remotely or it was done face to face. So on the notary jurat or acknowledgement or whatever it is that you're doing, you'll see a box, a check box that'll say either physically appeared or by online presence or whatnot. You have to be careful with these things. These things that I'm telling you guys can make or break you as a notary. For those of you who are dealing with government documents, like I say, this particular one, absentee ballots that are going into the electoral commission or whoever is going, I don't know too much. So don't quote me, don't laugh. But if you're dealing with documents, especially the ones that are going in front of, government officials or whatever, you want to make sure that you're doing a splendid job. You always want to give a good impression. You don't want to be that notary that have 1,500 strike throughs and 500 initials because you've made mistakes the entire time. You want to be the person that executes whatever you have to do beautifully and no issues whatsoever. Trust me, a lot of people will be impressed. People who are notaries that work in banks, and I go to the bank and they're actually doing my own notary for me, because yes, I go to the bank. Though I am a notary, I can't notarize my own stuff, so I go to my own bank, because if I don't go to my own bank, I'm going to pay. Yeah, that's like a catch 20, right? But anyways, you guys know what I mean. So because I'm a notary, I can't notarize my own stuff. I can't, so I go to the bank to get stuff notarized. It's so funny though, because then all my clients come to me, and I would kind of like, try to deter them from going other places to go to the bank. But I support other notaries, because the notaries at the bank, they don't need my money. They don't need to get paid. They basically are getting paid by the bank. It's a part of their job. Matter of fact, a lot of them, the banks are paying for them to get their notary commission. So no one actually sponsored the Sheikah Blessed notary, commission. So I pretty much have to charge my customers for service. My office and everything else that I maintain, I have to pay for that on a regular basis. So no, absolutely not. I don't, I have to do what I have to do to make sure I stay afloat as a notary. So guys, so I want to ask you guys some questions. How many of you that are watching right now, how many of you are currently notaries? And if you're notaries, what state are you a notary in? Are you a notary in any of these states that I mentioned earlier? Put it in the chat box. I want to know where you guys are. Where are you watching from? Just give me a check-in so I know who I'm talking to, and I can maybe even drop some gems to you guys as far as what, some unique things about your state. Notary in Texas. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Miss Alpha Lady is in Texas. Texas is one of the states that I like as far as notaries are concerned. Either don't I think Texas or Tennessee is one of them that you can actually, either Tennessee or Texas, you can actually charge your own fees. I know Louisiana, definitely. In Louisiana, if you're a notary, you can charge whatever it is you want to charge. They don't restrict notaries on how much they can charge. In Florida, like for example, we can only charge $10 for each notarial act. I'll tell you 1 second if it's Texas, but there's unique things about different states and a lot of things that notaries can and cannot do. I love the state of Florida because of what we can do in Florida, but at the same time, there's some other states, like if I was allowed to charge whatever I can charge, I would. Let's see. Arizona. Melissa is waiting for her notary commission. She's in Arizona. That is awesome. So Texas is $6. So that means it's Tennessee. Tennessee. All right. So what I will do is whenever I come on live, I'll make sure when you guys drop your state in the chat box, I'll make sure I will follow up and give you, different gems on your particular state so that you guys know what's going on. I like doing that because I like my notaries to know. I do it for my own, team. I like them to know what's going on, what's in the news, what's happening. $6 in Texas at most. $6 is not bad. It's $10 at most here in Florida. And trust me, I still make it. Because, as I mentioned to you guys, travel, photocopies, after hour service, loose leaf certificates. Like, for example, if you have to attach something to a document the customer did not provide, for example, they come to you with a document that doesn't have the proper notary language. And we say notary language all the time. I'm going to tell you guys about what the notary language is. If you look at your notary manual or your notary, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, awesome. don't think I have anybody I mentor in Wisconsin right now, but that's great. That's awesome. Just got my commission and passed exam to be a loan signing agent. Congratulations, Linda. That is absolutely awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love it. Congratulations. Loan signing, guys. Oh my gosh. Loan signings right now is just booming because of the fact that a lot of people are getting special offers for refinancing. Hey, Steve in Florida. Awesome, awesome. So, Steve, you should be marrying people. Steve, oh my gosh, you don't want me to be your mentor, Steve, because I will bother your life about all the things that I'm doing and that you should be doing. You don't want me to be your mentor, Steve. You will get so annoyed, like, oh my God, won't this lady leave me alone about this stuff? But yes, I love to see my fellow notaries in Florida. And then I ask them, are you a remote notary? Oh, you just got it today. Oh my God, congratulations. That is awesome. So, Steve, you need to go on Google, create a Google My Business page. You need to create a Facebook page. You need to create an Instagram. Right now, you need to get on top of it. A lot is going on right now. People are refinancing like crazy. I'm getting loan signing offers. Let me tell you, I had one tonight. I didn't take it though because it was too low. Um, but Steve, you're in Florida. You can marry people. Oh my gosh. If you need a mentor, you know where to find me. You guys, it's sbntgroup.com. Click on mentorship and you can sign up. But let me see if I can find that little chart that I have. Steve, congratulations. Linda, congratulations. You guys are doing awesome. I'm telling you, this is like the best time to do it because you have a lot of downtime. Not a lot of things going on. A lot of people still needing to do business, still needing to go about their daily lives. So banks are still wanting to go ahead and process their transactions. They are not caring about whatever, you know, this is the best time to be a notary or notary signing agent, in my own opinion, anyways. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Trying to find this little thing, but if you guys are not a part of the Facebook group, I'll put a link below. It's somewhere on one of the other ones that I have. But if you're not a part of the Facebook group, please, please, please join because I post a lot of information there as well. So guys, I wanted to tell you guys about this. I'm going to do a video on this soon. Remote notary. Remote notary was to become available later on this year. I think actually this month in some states. Indiana, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Maryland, Washington, Kentucky, Idaho, Iowa, and Arizona. So if I have anybody that is watching in these states, you should be able to do it. All right, so I went to look because I wanted to see. I had somebody in here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. All right, so far, remote notary is available in Virginia, Montana, Texas. Boom, that's the person I was looking for it for. So my Texas person is Miss Alpha Lady. Are you a remote notary in Texas? If not, that is something you need to work on. Remote notary is awesome. You basically sit and do webcam like me, like I'm doing now, like I'm talking to you guys. It is super duper easy. They send you the documents, you upload it, you invite them to a video conference. You basically just click a couple times and that's it. They do have to verify their identity through, like I use .verify. There's other platforms you can use, but it's super duper easy. So let me tell you guys the remote notary states. That's what I was looking for to see for my Wisconsin people, Arizona as well, to see what was going on. So Arizona is not there yet. So remote notary states, let me tell you guys again. Virginia, Montana, Texas, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nevada, Minnesota, Utah, Michigan, Ohio, Tennessee, and Florida. It's already active. And it will be available later on this year, or if it's not already available, it's only 2 months left in the year, in Indiana, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Maryland, Washington, Kentucky, Idaho, and Iowa. Oh, Arizona. Didn't I have somebody from Arizona? Thought I did. Yes, Miss Melissa is in Arizona. So you guys stay with me on this. I'm going to try to get some information. Oh, actually, Arizona says they have remote notary under special emergency rules right now, but they should be coming up with a permanent remote notary rule. So guys, whenever there's anything, if I know what state you're in, I will give you special little gems about what's unique about where you are and what you can do. Oh, ladies, this is so important. I forgot. I just scrolled down my little list, my little cheat thing right here. Ladies, if you are a female and you own your own business, you're registered a LLC or sole proprietorship, you should go and do SBA WOSB certification. That is women owned small business. That is a certification that you get from the SBA. Self certification, which means you doing it by yourself without paying someone, is going away as of October 15th. Today is October 2nd. Go to sba.gov or search at WOSB or chat. Let me know in the chat box if you need me to do another video, and I'll do it in the upcoming days. But you need to get a DUNS number. Oh my goodness. Let me know if you need information on it. If you're not familiar with WOSB, it's Women Owned Small Business. All right. So if you guys comment below, if I have enough, if I get 5 people in the box, in my chat box that needs it, I will do it. I will go and get the information. So um, Belize in Bonita says, I need to get a pen. I'm coming in to give you guys as much as I can and, and share as much as I can with you because I know right now, at this point in time, we all need help, okay? We all could use some extra income. We all could use this stuff. It is very, very, very important that we stay afloat throughout this pandemic and do as much as we can and do it as safely as possible. All right. I'm looking for my other list because I wanted to see if there was a restriction. I don't think Texas has a um, restriction on mileage because some states they have a restriction on how much you can charge for mileage, but I don't think they do. All right, so here's my other cheat sheet. I'm gonna give you guys some things real quick. So for small business to be successful, this is what you guys need. You need to have branding, which means you need to have a distinct name or logo. You need to get a website, make sure it's secured. You need to make sure your website has SEO active. You also need to get social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business. Those are the main ones. Bing is also another one. You can do a mission statement or a slogan. You need to make sure you have a dedicated phone line or email. If it's not dedicated, make sure you answer professionally. You can put your personal number, but you must answer professionally. Also, create a business page on LinkedIn. And if you have all of that, you're on the right track. I know I have somebody that's a brand new notary, so I need you guys to do that. If you are not catching all the stuff that I'm saying, because I'm saying a lot right now, feel free to replay. Make sure you invite anyone that needs to hear this. Like and share the video with anybody who is aspiring to become a notary, or if they're already a notary sitting on their commission. I can't tell you how many people that are actually notaries right now, and they're not making one penny. They've had their notary commission for years and have not gotten a single dime, which is just not good. Linda says, I got my DUNS, but isn't there a substantial cost for registering for minority owned business? Absolutely. I paid $0.00. No, there's no substantial. Now, let me say this. Let me reword what I'm saying because I always get excited and just say what's on my mind. You guys haven't noticed, I do that a lot. Yes, there's substantial cost if you hire someone to do it. But if you need me to tell you how you can do it yourself, $0 and just a couple minutes of your time. That's it. So yes, there is a substantial cost if you go through with someone else, but if you do it by yourself, which is called self-certification, quite simple, quite easy. You can do it very fast online. Um, you can do it and it will help you in the event that whether it's your notary business or any other business, if it's a business that you can contract with the government with, for example, say you offer a service like fingerprinting, you can contract with the government and actually get government contracts, which are really awesome, to work with the government and do fingerprinting for them. For example, if they're hiring a group of people, they want you to go out and take their pictures for IDs and do fingerprints. You can do that. Now, let me tell you guys, I will do a live. Like I said, if I have 5 people on here that are women that wants to hear about the WOSB, which is Women Owned Small Business, I will do a video. I'll do another live, and I'll tell you guys exactly how. If you guys are also, if you're a minority, say you have a business like Steve that is not women, not owned by a female, that is okay. You can also do minority owned business. That's another one that you can do. So, minority owned small business is another one that you can do. What it does is it kind of gives you an advantage when it comes to certain things. If you're applying for grants or loans, it gives you an advantage, versus other people. For example, said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to drop just a smidge, just a little smidge of information. So, for example, most companies, large corporations, large companies that contract with the federal government, they are required to give a percentage of their contract to small business owners. Now, sometimes it can be just any small business. Sometimes it has to be a woman, like minority owned small business. And then sometimes it has to be one that's owned by females. So when you guys are registered for these things, if you don't, for example, a lot of companies, they bid for contracts, bid for government contracts, and government contracts are huge. I mean, like millions. They go for like years. Like you get a contract for 2 years, 3 years, blah, blah, blah. So for example, if there's like a 3-year contract with a company and the contract is 5 million, they have to give, for example, say 5% of that 5 million to a small business. Hey, if you're a WOSB or minority owned business or whatnot, you could be that person. You could be that person. They can't keep the whole contract. It's something the government does with their contractors to make sure that they're not monopolizing the system, because they're big corporations. They get to take up all the contracts, and then the little people doesn't get, they don't get anything. So that is a really great benefit. Now, I have not tapped into the notary aspect of it, but I'm definitely going to tap into the other aspects, such as fingerprinting and any other services that I can offer to, contract with the government. Um, the loan signings and things like that. For example, if they have like new developments, or if they have like low income develop housing and things like that. I just have not had the time, to be quite honest with you, to get into those bids. But trust and believe when I tell you it's coming up for 2021, because there's a lot of people that I know. A friend of mine runs a security firm and does have a government contract. She is a female. So therefore, there's a lot of different things that you guys can do. It's just a matter of getting that information and then putting the work in. Now, let me tell you guys, I'm a DIY. So whatever I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you based on the fact that you have to do it yourself. Okay. Um, I don't really, like if you have the funds and you can pay someone to do it, you just need to know what needs to be done. And in that case, you still benefit from it, because I will just tell you what needs to be done. You can just go pay somebody to do it. Awesome, right? So, again, if I have 5 people, I have, who needs the, okay, so I have 1, 2, 3. All right, so if I have 5 people, it looks like I probably do. And if you're watching this on replay, just put it in the chat, right? So if you want to know about minority-owned business or women-owned small business certification through the SBA, which is the Small Business Association, put it in the chat box. If I have 5 or more, I will definitely do a video on it, and I will give you guys all the details. I want to do this video as soon as possible, so I'll probably be doing it over the weekend, or maybe the beginning of next week. The reason I want to do it fast is because the SBA is not going to allow you to self-certify after October 15th. So after October 15th, if you want to be certified as minority-owned or women-owned small business, you have to pay a third party to actually get the certification, which is terrible. But I can tell you right now, if your business is not registered, you need to register it. You need to register if you have an LLC. You need to sounding off as number one. She said sounding off as number one. Okay. I see about 3 or 4 already. So I'm probably going to be at 5 before the end of this live. So guys, so again, another thing just popped in my head about WOSB. Those grants and loans, guys, those are going to be super duper important in the middle of this pandemic. You want those grants and those loans. That is another benefit of being WOSB. And when you get your certification, everything is done, you will notice you will get emails asking you, do you want to bid for this contract? For example, about 3 weeks ago, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got a email that was asking me, did I want to put in a bid? Did I offer any services? Did I have diapers? Did I have any kind of clothing or food or medical supplies? Did I sell any of these things? It was asking me a list of things because they were preparing for the was it the storm called Sally, I think, and they were asking, "Hey, do you offer any of these services? We're looking for people to prepare for the hurricane. We need companies to offer this." Now, remember, these are not free services, okay? You are paid for this. You are paid for your services. It's just you are a contractor, which I would definitely much rather be a government contractor than a government employee. I used to be a government employee, so I'd rather be a government contractor, all right? There is a lot of perks to coming in to being a retired government or being, putting in some years of service with the federal government, which is awesome. I do get some of those benefits sometimes, but I would much rather to be a contractor, to be quite honest with you, because I can bid and tell you what I want, and then so on and so forth. So, anyways, whoa, Linda, they quoted you $1,500. No, ma'am, we're not gonna. No, no, ma'am. Wow. Grants. Linda, I have a video on grants that is somewhere on my page. I don't know where, but be sure to go through when you go to my page. I know you're a subscriber. Just go through the page and look for that grant video. In the description box of the grant video, there's a link to some grants down there. Sorry, I keep looking over here because I'm looking at my chat box. But go to the grant video, click on the description box, and you'll see grants down there. The good thing is, if they do pass another stimulus bill and they come back with that EIDL grant, believe me, guys, I'll be the first one on here telling you guys, go get it now. Because so far they have not forgiven any of the PPP loans that anyone has taken out. They are still going back and forth with it. Okay. So if they come back with the EIDL, which is something you do not have to pay back, the last time when they had it was up to $10,000. I will most definitely be back on telling you guys how to do it. I will put my screen up and show you guys and tell you, go on your phone, go on your laptop, and do it right now. We need to secure as much funds as we can as small business owners. I cannot tell you guys how many businesses went out of business during this pandemic. Big ones that I would never even guess. Big ones. And it's just so crazy because even after the shutdown, they were allowed to operate at like certain percent, like 10, 20%, 30%, 50%. Right now in Florida, they said 100% capacity. But they were still allowing them to stay open. And I was really, really shocked to see a lot of big businesses, big name businesses actually close their doors. There's literally a lot of leasing spaces available here in Northeast Florida. I was just like, wow, like little old me made it through the pandemic. Yay. But at the same time, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is definitely an eye opener. This means that I have to stay on my toes and I have to pay attention to what is going on with my business. Also, when you're in business, you must absolutely make sure that you are supplying someone with things that are needed. You're doing the supply and demand type thing, okay? You're not just offering things that are leisure, right? Because right now, not a lot of leisure is going on. It's pretty much, I need this. Hey, I need to notarize this document so I can get help to pay my rent. Hey, I need to notarize this document so I can refinance my home. Hey, I need to notarize this document so I can register my car. Hey, I need to, those are the things I'm getting right now. I'm not getting, I need to go get my kid a passport so we can fly all over the world. I'm not getting that. I was getting that before the pandemic, but not right now. That's another thing if you guys don't know. Whenever a child underage is getting a U.S. passport and it's from parents that are unmarried, as a matter of fact, I think the rule changed to even the ones that are married. They have to get a notarized permission from the other parent for the child to actually go and get a passport. Did you guys know that? Also, for some children to actually fly, for them to fly with another adult, whether it's family or not, they sometimes are required to get a notarized letter for that as well. Guys, this notary thing is endless. When I first came in, I'm thinking, what? What's notary? What? It's like I've only notarized something twice. Like seriously, probably when I was in high school, and then before that, it was just getting married and getting divorced. That was it. That was it. Never really did anything else. But then afterwards, when I became a notary, I'm like, oh my God, there's a lot going on in this notary world. There is so many things to get notarized. Tattoos. Oh, Steve. By the way, I forgot to tell you. I told you, Steve, I'm going to get on your nerves by sharing everything with you. You're going to get annoyed. Steve, in Florida, anyone that's under the age of 18, if they're getting a tattoo or a piercing, they must have permission from a parent and have to be notarized. If you live close to tattoo shops or anywhere that does piercings, you can definitely market to them and let them know that you're available and you can notarize those forms for them. Believe me, I've seen a lot of piercings during the pandemic. I'm thinking, now? But anyhow, I went, mask, face shield. Oh my gosh, I sweated so badly in that face shield. I swear my bang was flipped up. Face shield was horrible. It fogged up so bad it was running down the face. What is it? It was just so bad. It's face shield. I don't know. Well, maybe it's the kind that I had, but at that point I was like, I went to the hospital. I went to a few nursing homes. Nursing homes, they were really awesome. I notarized through the door. Yes, they would not let me inside. They said, "Hey, Shika, how are you doing? Can you pass us the paper?" And I would pass them the paper. They have gloves on. I watched the person sign. They pass me the ID back through the door. They're not letting me in them people's nursing home. They don't. They're like, you're a mobile notary. You've been everywhere. No, stay outside. But I still appreciated it. So, guys, the world of notary and notarizing things, it's still moving. It is actually booming. I told you guys I was going to tell you about this little thing. I forgot. this this crazy notary assignment I got today. This from the signing company. Oh no, well this one's not too bad. This one was for $50 and it was actually about 7 miles, $50. Uh, you guys can see it. Huh? Oh Jesus, you guys can't see it. But anyhow, $50 for me to go do. This was to notarize a document, and it says that the signer already had the document. They were staying at a hotel. My inbox. Do you guys see this? These are all signings that I've gotten this month. Right? So loan signings are popping. I don't know about where you are, but I get text messages sometimes from different places. For those of you who use SnapDocs and things like that, you get signings from there. They will send you a text message. Sometimes I get phone calls, whichever one. But I have a whole list of companies, ones that I use, ones that I trust. Some of them, even the ones I use, they will try to lowball you. I am not for all of that, the lowballing thing. So I don't accept them. But if you're that person that, if you're brand new, take the notary jobs. The reason, and take the loan signing jobs. Don't do $30 jobs. That is absolutely ridiculous. Don't do it. It's not worth your gas or your time. Well, then again, I mean, if you don't, I hate to say it, but I hate to say don't take work because it's gonna sound crazy. Like, Chica, what do you mean I shouldn't go to work? But let me tell you, when you take $30 loan signings, you become the $30 girl or guy. You become the person they text all the time with these ridiculous signings. You can always ask for more. If it's a lot of pages on the document, you have to print, it's far away. First of all, just scrap the whole $30 thing. There's a company. I don't know if I should say who they are. I'm going to just say, well, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I want to say it. Listen, if you're one of my people that I mentor, I will tell you the no-go list of signing companies. There's some of them that are no-go. No-go because they're late to pay you your money. No-go because they want you to go for $20 or $10. No-go because they don't give you the stuff on time. There's just some no-goes. And I'll tell you where you can find them too. If you guys are on uh, Notary Rotary, go to the forums and look. You'll see blacklist. Us signing agents, we do not play. We want to get our money. We want to get paid. So if we have a bad experience, we will tell the whole signing agent community, hey, don't this one didn't pay me for 60 days. Like, no. So guys, be on the lookout for that. That's one of the things I tell my people that I mentor. Now, Like I said, guys, this is the opportune time to do a lot of things. A lot of things. Notary world is popping. Don't believe the blankness of the street, or the lack of a lot of whatever you think might be going on. People are still doing notary stuff, especially where I am. Every day there's something real estate. Now your area might not be real estate. If you live in Miami, South Florida, Orlando, places that are close to theme parks or close to airports or close to tattoo shops or piercings, people who do piercings and things like that, that might be your spot. That might be your hot spot. That might be what you want to do, is to get with those people. Get business cards. Go on Vistaprint. They're cheap. If you can't go on Vistaprint, go on Staples. Linda, Linda, you just made me put my ashy hands up to laugh. Linda, oh God, Linda. I didn't say it, Linda, but yes, yes, Linda, yes. You're, I see how you got me though. You start out the yeah, them, mm-mm. So they, Linda, you are on point. I'm telling you, I won't say it, but I'm glad you halfway said it. Yes, no, that is absolutely crazy. Let me tell you guys why I tell you don't accept $30 signings. If you have a customer that is coming to your office with a divorce petition, for example, they normally have a couple notary acknowledgments that needs to be done on the divorce petition. So, say you're in Florida and their packet have six stamps or six acknowledgments, right? And it's $10 each. That's $60. Plus, if you charge a service fee or travel, you could be coming in with 70, 80, $90, even 100 off of that one little divorce packet. And that's probably not going to take you nothing but like 10 minutes to get it done. Now imagine you actually printing off documents, two copies, by the way, because when you do loan signings, you need a copy for you, a copy for the borrower. And loan documents, especially refinance documents, can go up to 150 pages. So really, you can finish almost a whole ream of paper by printing just one loan closing package, right? So you're getting paid $30 and you're using 300 pages of your paper. You're also going to be traveling to the client's house, to however far, however, wherever it's located. You're also going to be traveling to the client. Um, and then on top of that, you're going to spend anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes with the client. And let's remember, we're in the midst of a pandemic and they want you to do that for $30. That is absolutely ludicrous. Okay. That is luda. That is not, no, I will not stand for that. I would not go for that. The fact that they would even offer that to us in the middle of a pandemic, when we're actually putting our own lives, our safety, our family safety at risk by going out and going inside of someone's home, which I went inside someone's home twice and I was like terrified. I was like, oh my gosh, can we just go to the garage? But anyways, side note, you guys will get used to me and my rants pretty suited up. But I'm just saying that is really unreasonable, guys. Think about it. That's your gas, that's your printer, that's your paper, I should say, and that's your time. Time is one of the most valuable things to us as entrepreneurs. You cannot let people lowball you on your time. Your time is the most important thing. I'm one of the most lenient when it comes to elderly people. Oh my God. My partner wants to literally strangle me about the elderly because I will sit with them for 2 or 3 hours and I won't charge for overtime. But guess what will happen? It will mess up my whole schedule for the day. It will completely mess it up. So now, as nice as I am to our elderly community, I have to tell them, I am only with you for 30 minutes. Not on the loan signings, by the way. Those go up to 45 to an hour. I'm only with you for 30 minutes. So if you need a witness, I ask them questions before I go out. So if you're doing a power of attorney, because most of the seniors, they're doing power of attorney or healthcare derivatives or, healthcare surrogate type paperwork. So I tell them, hey, if you need a witness, please call them ahead of time and let them know what time I'll be there. We have to be done in 30 minutes. Your time is extremely valuable as a notary. You If you're doing 4 signings in one day and each signing takes 45 minutes, when you count traffic into that, you're basically going to be working about anywhere from about 4 to 6 hours. But you're not going to be physically working 4 to 6 hours. But remember, you're going to be driving, back and forth to clients and to FedEx to drop, or to UPS or wherever you have to drop the loan documents to. So you have to calculate that as well. Steve says he lives like 5 minutes from the. Oh my Jesus, Steve, you live right by the airport, like literally. Well, I don't think they would let you in the airport right now. Say, I would say go to the airline desk and give them your business cards. You know where they have the people where they check in, but I don't want you to get arrested, Steve. So I would say, when everything calms down a little, you can definitely go in when things are somewhat normal. Or even if they allow you to go in, you can go in if you have business cards. You go to the desk or where they check in people and just say, hey, I'm a notary. I know you guys get people that come in all the time that need to get stuff notarized. If you need anything, can I leave you guys my card? Oh, I'm so bold with it at times. Oh, Jesus, I am. So, yes, Steve, definitely if you are close to the airport, and I know where that is. I used to live down south. I lived in Miramar, lived in Carroll City, lived in Lauderdale Lakes. So yes, I'm definitely familiar with down south. I was raised in Hollywood, Florida. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yes, Steve, you want to try to position yourself to the airport, or when you're advertising, when you do your Google My Business page, you definitely need to put on the your services that you notarize travel documents. Mm-hmm. Steve, I'm telling you, you're gonna be annoyed. Like, Shika, please leave me alone. I can't do any more work. Let's see. Linda says, leave your link, my friend, so I can have you as a mentor. You're worth every dollar. You're welcome, Linda. I will. So, anyways, guys, just to wrap up what I see my clock go boom, 1 hour, and you know what I just said about time and everything like that. Um, but WOSB and minority owned, I have about three or four. I'll go back and look at the comments. If I have five, I will definitely do my next live. I'll do, well, not my next live, but I'll do a live and tell you guys how to do it and do it before October 15th so that you don't have to pay a whole bunch of money. I'm going to leave the link below for the states that require absentee ballots to be notarized. Or to be witnessed by a notary. Some of them say witness, but it's not necessary. A witness doesn't necessarily have to be a notary unless it specifies that. Okay. Every notary, make sure I don't care where you are, you need to be sure that you check your notary handbook for whatever topic it is that you're doing. So if it's marriages, check your handbook. Make sure you know what to do and what not to do. If it's election stuff, you need to check your manual to make sure you're doing what it says to do and you're not doing the wrong thing. All right. Anyway, so I will put a link for all the states, some information from the National Notary Association, which is kind of like my best friend. I've been with them for years now, since 2016, with a couple of other associations. I think if you're a new notary, it's a great thing to do. It's just awesome. All right. So I'll put those links below. So I just wanted to tell you guys in case you come across that. And if there's anything else that I can remember, anything new, anything fresh, anything crazy, I will tell you guys on my next live. Anything else I come across during this pandemic, I will tell you, Steve, that Florida does have that remote online notary. You can become a remote notary. Simple. It is super simple. Oh my gosh, $20 is what it costs. Uh, Texas, my person in Texas, who was it in Texas? I think it was Alpha. My person in Texas. If you're not a remote notary, I'm going to put a link with some info how to become a new remote notary in Texas. Do it. The reason is because unfortunately, Texas has a lot of COVID cases, just like Florida. And if you're able to do remote notarization, if you're not afraid of the camera, which is then, I mean, I'm not afraid of the camera. I'm not afraid of the camera if I'm getting paid. Okay. Anything else, I probably don't want to take a picture unless I'm doing a selfie or something. So, anyways, you want to, if you're in Texas, definitely take advantage. Arizona as well. Take advantage of remote notary because a lot of people may not want to do face to face. And if you advertise remote notary, you may be able to get some good money from that. Florida, we charge a $24 service fee for remote notary plus $10 for each notary act. No, we cannot marry people on camera. I get those text messages all day. We cannot marry you through the internet, but you can apply for your marriage license through the courts. They were doing that. I don't know if they're doing that anymore, but you were able to, but you cannot get married on camera. Like, what kind of wedding is? Well, anyhow, but you cannot marry anyone on camera, but you can do loan closings on camera. Loan closing. So just think about that. If you're sitting at home just on the camera, like, okay, well, this is your signature affidavit, this is your AKA statement. If you acknowledge that this is correct, go ahead and yes, it is. All right. You just click in boxes and you're getting paid. Remote online notary for loan closings go anywhere between $150 to $250 for each. And you're not even leaving your home. No gas, no COVID, no nothing. You're home collecting money. So, my people that can do remote notary, do it now. Okay. You want to get it while it's hot because you want to be that person that offers so much convenience that your clients think of you like a Walmart. Well, I won't say, well, when I say that, I don't know why I had another thought about Walmart. It's just the crazy things I always see at Walmart. But anyhow, what I mean by that is they become a one stop shop. Like I went to a Walmart the other day in my area and I literally saw a Quest Diagnostics in there, a lab inside of Walmart next to the nail shop. Like Walmart is doing everything. They have banks, labs, McDonald's. Like that's what you want to aspire to do is offer a lot of different services so that your customers can have different options. Steve says, where can I get the manual? Steve, I will reply to your comment with the link to the governor's manual for Florida as soon as I get off the live. And it's a PDF. You can download it to your phone, to your laptop, and it is free. If you guys haven't noticed, I like the word free a lot. I take advantage of everything free because I need money to do other things. I don't know what my other excuse is. That's just me being honest. I need money for other things. So I will go the free route at first. And if I can't, if I have to pay, I have to pay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those people that are, penny pinchers. I'm not going to pay for something. I will definitely pay if I have to pay. But before I pay, I'm going to go the free route. I really am. Okay. So Steve, yes, I will respond to your comment below, and I'll put a link to the governor's notary manual for Florida notaries. And for the people who are doing remote notary, I'll put a link below. So let me actually write this down so I remember. So remote notary, governor's manual for Florida. And what else did I tell you guys I was going to put in there? And I'm going to put that Sba certification thing. If you guys have a business, DBA or sole proprietorship or whatever it is already established, or your business already has a name, whatever the case may be, you can get a DUNS number. DUNS number is free to get, and also it is fast if you let them know that you're going to use it for federal purposes. So again, I'll put that. All right, guys. So that is basically it. I will put the states, as I mentioned, the states below. Guys, since COVID, I have not had my nails done, so I've been trying to keep my hands down from the camera because I don't show it. But anyways, I will put the states that do the absentee ballot notarizations below so that you guys can, if you're in any of those states, you'll have that information as well so that you're not caught off guard as a notary. You always want to be a professional. You want to do things the right way. All right. So guys, I'm going to bid thee good night. You guys have a awesome weekend. If you're just stopping by, please join the family. Hit that like button. And also don't forget, if you're a subscriber, turn on your notification alerts so you will know when I am on. And I will try at every point in time I'm on to share as much information as possible because I know I can't give you guys my years of experience in a matter of minutes, but I will try to do as much as I can to help you guys because we're in this together. We need to do the most right now because we need all the money that we can get to maintain throughout this whole pandemic. All right. So guys, stay safe, wear a mask, and I will see you guys again pretty soon, hopefully sooner than later. All right. One quick question. Ron is the same as eNotary? No. Ron is remote online notary. E-notary is electronic notary. Sorry, I said I was going to go, but I have to answer this one little quick question. Um, but Ron is remote online notary, which means that you're notarizing two-way audio, video. You've never met that person. You never will unless you choose to. And then e-notary is you meet them in person and then you go back and notarize it electronically. Some states do offer e-notary, but they do not offer remote online notary. So when you're looking out for states that offer, remote online, which means you don't have to meet them in person, it's going to be called RON or RON. All right. You're welcome, Steve. I will see you guys later. And Steve, I won't forget, I'll put the links below for you. If you have any questions after you're done watching this live, you can drop them in the chat box and I will definitely address them in the comments, I should say. All right, guys, see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Again, do not forget to wear your mask. All right, see you guys later.